So in this video, you're looking at me getting the spoil board raised above the level in which it's going to be cut. The reason why I'm doing that is just to get the mounting holes taken care of, and then I'm also going to cut in the 20 millimeter dog holes as well that I'll use for locating the material and also for clamping and stuff like that. The reason why I went with the bench dog holes is because the 20 millimeter hole allows me to be able to fish through some clamps from underneath. So it gave me a little bit of versatility, and there's all sorts of accessories that go with that particular size of bench dog hole. So you can see that I'm just drilling and countersinking the holes for mounting, and these are mounting into the wood at the braces. I'm following the kind of the style of Jay Bates that he did, so that when I do new spoil boards, I don't have to undo those dreadful threaded T-nuts or whatever. This way I can just unscrew and screw everything in and off and on, and it's super easy. I've got 5x5 Baltic birch as the spoil board, and we'll kind of go through some other things as I get into the other parts of the video, but for now this is pretty much what I'm working on, getting that set up, and then once it's all cut out, then I'll take it off the blocks and get it all mounted straight to the wood, and then start facing it. So on this you can just see pretty much I've got the camera attached to the spindle, and it's just going through and showing how it's cutting out in a time lapse, cutting out all the 20 millimeter dog holes. Really glad I didn't have to do this by hand. So a couple of things. We had a little accident. Just as I was trying to adjust some stuff over here, I had to undo some of the screws. And see how they're kind of tall? This one's a little bit taller than others, right? Those ones are still sunk. These ones aren't. So this screw was up. The tool bit, or the tool face, went over it and obviously got chunked up. But here's the benefit of the carbide. So the carbide took pretty much all of the hit, and the tool itself is fine. So I was able to get a signal as I was, running the program. I was able to get a signal, the carbide breaking, and it told me, hey, you did something wrong, you screwed up. And so now I can go in and fix it, and all I've missed is the carbide and not the tool itself. So I'm not out $400. I'm out like, let's see, there's 10 of those, so it'd be like eight bucks, maybe 16 bucks. So awesome. Another perk about this tool. So here's a better definition of the damage. So it's carbide, so it just shatters, but it takes some of that damage. It effectively took the force that it needed to bend the screw like this and diverted it away, kind of like a car in a crash. This is the damage that's done. So pretty much just a little bit on the edge. I'll sand that off, but this side you can get everything. Get a little bit of damage out there, but that's no big. What you really worry about is this face right here, because that's going to set how your carbide bit is going to sit in there. Okay, so I've refitted the new carbide tips on there. Sanded everything down. You still see a little bit of damage on the exterior, but again, it's not going to matter because your cutting surface is actually down there. And what I'm doing is just double checking to make sure that the way I'm sitting is still correct to what I did before. So I did this check before, And then now I'm doing it again just to make sure that the accident that happened isn't going to make a big problem. And then one other thing that I'm going to be doing as I walk through this, you can kind of see, you know, it's cut here. You can kind of see some striations here. I'm just cutting a very small area. And then this, you start getting a big lip. And that's because, again, this wasn't screwed down because everything was loose. So now this edge is like super uneven, but I'm not super worried about that because where I'm really going to be doing work is over here. So that's why I'm doing a lot of my testing over here at the beginning of this. So this is a lot of damage, but it should be fine in the long run because I'm not really using this space over here. It's kind of dead space. So just looking for these lips, making sure that everything's going to be okay. So I'll run it again and see how it goes. Okay, so one thing I wanted to point out is that as we get down to this edge, you can see that there's this huge lip and there's no lip down the way. What we're creating is we're creating a flat surface. And I actually moved this particular brace just barely. So this is already on and I wasn't able to surface the wood right here. So this part of the wood is actually sitting up a little bit. So the fact that I'm getting this big cut down here is not super worrisome to me because what I'm doing is I'm creating a flat surface. And so the braces themselves are down and then this one is slightly up, and so we're just going to have a little bit less. It's all the way down here. Once I get the next spoil board, I'll end up trimming everything again and make it flat. But for this one, for what I'm doing right now, no big deal. Not something that I'm super worried about. So one thing I am noticing is that you can see these little lines. So that means that I am not set up completely flat. So as it's going in, it's cutting like this, and then coming over and cutting, coming over and cutting. And you want it to be perfectly flat. So I'm going to have to do some adjustments to make sure to get rid of that. Just kind of explaining how facing and stuff works. So the reason why I'm doing this is just to kind of show a lot of the upfront input that you do to get this machine going. And then where the ROI comes in on time is that you can set it and it can go do something else, and so the machine is doing stuff. So a lot of upfront cost, investment when it comes to time, but in the